Gabby, Gabby, Gabby. What are we gonna do with you? First, you kill fan-favorite character of the century, Lobov, and then you kill fan-favorite meat girl, Sasha. What are we gonna do? Well, I'll tell you what we're gonna do. To the pits with ya, laddie. Throw her in with Griffith and the corpse of Promised Neverland and Tokyo Ghoul. How you doing? My name is Ben, C-Tactics, and it's time to talk about another episode of AOT. Today, we'll be talking about Gabby. Lovely Gabby. But if you do enjoy my character analysis of her at any point, then be sure to subscribe, ring the bell, comment your favorite Gabby-shaped food in the comments below. Have a good one. Let's get into the video. I don't know what other ways to say this, but Gabby is one of the best characters in this season so far, and I think a lot of the hate for Gabby is clouding what is otherwise an amazing character. This episode, we see her interact with Sasha's family at the Blouse stables, which is very important because it's ironic this is happening in the first place. The woman she killed days ago, her family, is now the people that are taking her in to help her. This is the start of Gabby's narrow-minded train of thought crumbling as her morals and beliefs are challenged at every turn throughout this episode. But why this is important to the overall character of Gabby is because both Falco and Gabby are in very unique positions where they can stop the cycle of hatred that is continuing. The person who was supposed to stop this originally was of course the people of Paradis with Eren Yeager, but obviously based on Eren and the government's actions, that cycle is continuing once again. Now another generation is upon them that has the opportunity to see both sides and do what is right to stop the cycle. Falco has a lot of awareness. He's not brainwashed like Gabby is, but it's important that Gabby be broken from this brainwash because Falco won't be able to do it alone. I think in this sense, Falco and Gabby are close to making a big breakthrough and gaining some self-awareness. While Gabby almost comically and childishly blames a horse biting her head and slipping because of the wet ground on the devils, what's happening is slowly her walls were being broken down in this episode. We needed these first couple of scenes with Gabby to show how angry and out of touch with reality she is. Falco taking her patch, which is a symbol of hate to oppress her people, makes her so angry she tackles Falco. He realizes what that symbol is, how unimportant it is to their situation, but Gabby is so brainwashed by propaganda and pride for a country which has oppressed and spits on the very basic freedoms of her people that she would fight Falco over a piece of ribbon. A person she ends up confiding in moments later and expresses how she doesn't want him to die. I'm not convinced. I am not convinced for a second that Gabby is a bad person, because the reality is that Gabby hasn't been tested on her beliefs quite yet. Being a 12-year-old girl, just a child, she hasn't had anyone ever challenge those beliefs that she carries. Not only that, but she's never experienced anything more than what she has in her slice of life. She has no perspective on the world whatsoever and is knee-deep in the propaganda and lie-fueled hatred for the people of Paradis. Sure, some of that was on Eren when he went AWOL, but a lot of the foundation for this was manufactured and created inside Gabby's head thanks to Marley. Still though, Gabby has a way out of this. She's so close to realizing already because she has the right mindset of wanting to prove to everyone Eldians aren't devils. Now she has to realize that this doesn't mean you exterminate a whole race of Eldians, the very people she believes aren't devils, by calling them devils and killing them. Kind of counterintuitive to her feelings. But Falco isn't enough for her to realize that change. Now enter Kaya, the girl Sasha saved in Season 2 of Attack on Titan. Taken in by the Blouse family, she is one of the many orphans living with them on a farm. This is also an important note. The Blouse family are such good people. They take in orphans to give them a home and a place where people will love and care for them, away from the cold and harsh environments of the walls. This is important because it shows that they're not anything like the devils Gabby says they are. When Kaya reveals she knew they were from Marley, Gabby's first thought is that Kaya has shown her true self, grabs a pitchfork and wields it like Lancer, and charges at her to kill her like a Gaybolg. It's honestly quite hilarious in a sense because Gabby, like an idiot, just assumes the worst out of Kaya. This is because she is brainwashed to think that way, of course. But it's important throughout all of this that people realize Falco. I've seen plenty of people comment on my videos or throughout posts on various other sites that, since Falco is very self-aware, that Gabby is a bad character and poorly written. That's preposterous, and a misinterpretation of Falco's character and his relationship with Gabby. If we go back to episode 2 and through the early episodes as well, we see that Falco isn't brainwashed like Gabby is. It also helps that his family were originally a part of Grisha's family that tried to essentially free the Eldian people, or the group known as the Eldian Restorationists. Falco, ever since he was born, kinda has it in his blood that he is just more perceptive and vigilant of certain things, especially oppression, things that Gabby Braun is just not. Falco questioned Reiner's intentions, if he could trust him, and before that he was very aware of the dark fate Titan Shifters have and how unfair their treatment was. Think of it this way, if you're still confused, have you ever seen the Matrix films? Falco has now exited the Matrix, and once you exit the Matrix, you kinda can't ever go back. Gabby has no freaking clue she's even in the Matrix right now, that's how deep she is. Then we have the final scene, and the scene that really beautifully ties all of this episode together into a really nice bow. Kaya decides to show Gabby and Falco her former village, the village that was attacked in season 2. Now, I just want to say as an aside, the fact that this season is able to tie up so much of the story, but as well do all of these fan service callbacks that connects everything is impressive. Isayama is a genuine madman in that sense, because he is able to tie all of it together years down the line after the fact. So with that being said, this scene may be a turning point in Gabby's character, because at every turn, she breaks down Gabby's flawed logic and way of life. Gabby tells Kaya that this all happened because of their sin and that they're devils, but Kaya asks what her mom did to deserve all of this, and she didn't do anything. The people in her village didn't do anything. They were just living their lives peacefully. Gabby doesn't relent, but Kaya doesn't either. And by the end, Gabby's unjust hatred for Eldians and the people of Paradis is destroyed by Kaya's facts and logic. I made a Ben Shapiro reference in a video, Jesus Christ. This was a great scene because it showed how flawed Gabby's logic was to, well, herself. In Marley, she was in an echo chamber, and now in Paradis, with examples of these devils right in front of her living peacefully and not being the savages that she was told they were, all she could do is believe that this was some trick by them. Though Kaya is the one to set Gabby free in a way, to show her these people have done no wrong and deserve a fair chance. Like I said earlier, Gabby wouldn't believe anyone. Not even Falco if he said that to her. Gabby needed someone else to challenge her and be just as aggressive as she was being to have her wake up. To put this into perspective, Gabby is like a tiny monkey beating her chest, and Kaya is big monkey beating her chest. Louder, because she's, you know, a bigger one. Now, we will have to see where this goes for Gabby and Falco. Gabby in particular. Even though Gabby sort of tried to skewer Kaya earlier in the day, in the middle of broad daylight, by the end, Kaya wants to help them get back to their homes, which I'm going to say may not be the bad thing you think it is. But like I said earlier, this could all be the start to the stopping of a cycle. Now, I also don't think Gabby will suddenly be this morally centered character we've seen already in AOT, and even our precious Eren Yeager has been corrupted in some sense of the word, and I expect no less from Gabby to make some really ugly and tough decisions. But this time, I believe those decisions to be actually for the greater good for like reals, y'all. Gabby and Falco have the chance of a lifetime to do something about all of this. And oddly enough, one of their weaknesses is being youthful and inexperienced. Well, that may come in handy to help them once and for all end this. That being said, it could just never end anyway, so who really knows? This video for me was to kind of just focus on Gabby for the most part, but I will mention some other events of episode 11 that I thought are interesting and good discussion points. Hanji has been having a lot of issues living up to Erwin as of late, and that is most likely filling in for Erwin is not as easy of a task and easier said than done. Rather than Hanji being this poor leader, she handles herself well, but her oozing charisma won't be able to get her through every scenario unscathed. As evident with her interactions with the civvies, she doesn't really know how to handle them. Whereas Erwin would have been able to handle it much more smoothly than she did. Then, sending Flock to a cell and charging his buddies with a crime, I mean, all of that was very leaderly, but she's missing something. I think what Hanji needs is her confidence back, because the season so far has not seen Hanji with the same lighthearted and charismatic tone. She needs something to get her back into Hanji mode, and to become the leader Erwin would be, but also so much more unique As for what Reiner said at the end with another attack happening very soon, this should lead to a very interesting situation. The people of Marley are going back to fight on the battlefield of Paradis, except this time, I think Eren or maybe the volunteers have them scouted. The reasons I think that is because it would be obvious in a sense for them to come back and attack so soon afterwards. So we'll see if that holds true. But I am really excited for the next couple of episodes, as I always am. Attack on Titan has been absolutely amazing so far, and I cannot wait to see how this series will look at its end game. If you haven't already, subscribe and ring the bell. Check out the King of Anime podcast every Monday. We cover the newest episodes of anime from AOT, Mushoku Tensei, Wonder Egg Priority, and the worst anime of the decade, X-Arm. Thank you all for watching. Have a good day. Bye-bye.